Hi, this is Brass Check, and we're recording this on December 10th, early in the morning. And we've been told to follow the science. And okay, sounds good. Problem is, the pronouncements made about COVID, the fact, in quotes, that it was deadly, that it came out of China, that it came from a bat, that it spreads fast, that it spreads without symptoms. All these things were put out by the news media in January of 2020. And we had the links below so you can track that. Science doesn't work that fast. This thing was first seen in December, and suddenly they knew all this stuff. Well, in fact, they knew none of it. They were just literally making it up, and a lot of it has proven to not be the case. And yet, these foundational, shall we call them lies, that it started in China in a wet market from a bat, that it spreads fast, that it's super deadly, that asymptomatic people spread it, all these things were laid down in January. By who? Well, by The Independent, by Bloomberg, by National Geographic, by CBS, by The Guardian, by CNN. Is it a coincidence that the Gates Foundation has been giving money to all of these press outlets starting actually before 2010, but not just these, but the BBC, Le Monde, NBC, NPR, LA Times, and on it goes. Over $100 million since 2010 has been distributed by the Gates Foundation to the news media. And somehow, in January, early January, all these, some early, some late, all these news outlets suddenly knew all this science that was physically impossible for science to have established. So what science were we following when all these things were presented and accepted as fact by the news media and by our public health officials and by our local governments? So that's the question. So all the links are below. You can see the dates. You can see some of the earliest mentions of these so-called scientific facts. And you can use your own common sense and know that it was literally impossible for any science to establish any of these things as facts. They all were fantasy. They were all manufactured. And what a coincidence. They all came from news media that had received multi-million-dollar checks from Bill Gates.